Hello everyone. Sadly this video is going to be a little bit rushed because we've got school in 2 hours and I need to get this video out. So this is going to be day 7. We're doing break of structure today. Yesterday was a psychology session. It was goal setting, yeah. So yeah, let's get right into it. It's day 6 on here, but it is day 7 because we are a little bit behind. But anyways, let's get to it.
Let's get better. Let's get better. I know you love seeing my beautiful face every day morning. What's good, baby? Welcome.
What is she saying?
Shit. Day 6, I believe. Welcome to Bootcamp Day 6, okay? Today, we're back on it with training, okay? We are going to be talking about break of structure, okay? I figured, we're going to get the baby, the beginners, right up. Hold on. What? We're going to get the baby, we're going to get the beginner shit out of here first so we can start getting into this, because right after this training video, the next training video is going to be talking about liquidity, so we can actually get into some shit, all right? So, first we need to understand break of structure, because we talked about candlesticks, so we know the little drawings on the chart, and now we know trends, right? Now we need to understand why and when the market's trending, and, when it actually switches direction, when it breaks structure, when it gets a market structure shift, okay? So, the simplest way that I can describe a break of structure is a shift in the trend, okay? So we know, right, trends move at higher highs and higher lows, okay? We also know, or actually I haven't even talked about this, okay? So trends move in higher highs and higher lows, okay? Yeah. Right, and then lower lows and lower highs on the contrary, right, in a downtrend. Okay, what makes a high in the first place? This is something that I didn't talk about in the trends because I was going to save it for the break of structure video. Okay, so what makes a high? A move up, then a move down, right? High. What makes a low? A move down, then a move up. Low. Okay, so
I'm gonna write that down. I mean, it's pretty basic knowledge, but just want to keep it in here.
when we apply this to the charts, okay, it is literally as simple as that. A high, okay, is a move up, then a move down. A low is a move down, then a move up. Okay? So what does that mean? It only takes 2 candles.
Yeah,
essentially, it's a
understood.
candlestick pattern. So if there is one green candle up and then a red candle down, that's a high. If there is one red candle down and then one green candle up, that's a low. It doesn't have to make a perfect little fucking shape, okay? It doesn't have to look perfect. It doesn't have to look pretty, because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of beginner traders especially, think highs and lows have to be look exactly the same, right? So let's jump into the charts and start outlining what a high and low even looks like before we even get into breaking structure. Because we have to understand what highs and lows look like in order to understand what breaking structure is, right?
Okay, so this right here, can you guys see it? Let me up my camera up a bit more. I wish I keep it like right here. Okay, so you guys might not see, but there's a wick right there. Let me zoom in a bit. There we go. That's a low, and well, that's a high. This candle hasn't finished forming, but I guess somewhere there will be a high.
Right, because if that means the trend is changing, if we're saying a trend is higher highs and higher lows, and the trend changes, we have to know what those highs and lows even look like. Right? So, this is a perfect example of an odd-looking high that people probably wouldn't even call a high. People would probably call this the high. No. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not, you can't just lump them together. That's not how this shit works. Okay? So, first of all, right, we do have
right there is the low, and right there is the high.
A move up, then a move down. What does it consist of? Literally a blue candle, then a black candle. My chart is blue and black. It just looks cool that way. Okay? Okay? So this is a high. Right? This right here is the high. Off the wicks of the blue candle right there. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a high. Okay? And on the contrary, right, we have a move down, then a move up. So what is this? A low.
Low.
Cool?
Yes.
Cool. Right? This, again, is still a high. It just doesn't look as pretty as this. Right? Why? Because we have a blue candle, meaning a move up, and then a move down. Okay, it's 2 candles. And you're probably going to say, well, TJR, where's the high? Is it off the wick of this candle, or is it off the wick of this candle?
No.
Well, since
that's
a high takes 2 candles to form, you're going to take the highest wick of whichever of those 2 candles it is. Okay? So, boom. We got a high right here. Okay? And same thing down here, right? If this blue candle's wick was lower than the black candle, that would be the low. Make sense? Cool? Good? We got it? Hopefully I don't have to cover that. Hopefully I don't have to cover that again. Okay, we can go over another example. What is this? This is a high. Why? Because there's a blue candle, then a black candle. Literally, it only takes 2 candles to make a high. Perfect. Boom. We find the top wick between the 2 candles. Done deal. Okay? This is a low. Why? Because there's a move down, then a move up. This is a low. Why? Because there's a move down, then there's a move up. Cool? Cool. Same thing right here. This is a low. Why? Because there was a move down, then a move up. Right? If we scale into the 4 hour and look at this, this is the low. Right? It makes sense that this would be the low and not the start of the black candle, or not the wick of the black candle, because if we zoom in and look at it, what the fuck is that? Right? This ain't no low. The low's all the way down here. Okay? So boom. We know what lows and highs are now. Perfect. Clap it up. We got like the super beginner shit done. Okay? Perfect. Alright? We know what lows and highs are, and if we know what trends are, and if we know what lows and highs are, then we can know when a trend breaks and when market structure shifts. Okay? Why? Because an uptrend moves in higher highs and higher lows, but then it doesn't anymore. It ends up breaking. What is likely going to happen? Yeah, we need to understand how that works. Okay, it's going to start making lower lows and lower highs.
Oh yeah?
That is what we call a break of structure. Okay? Meaning we break the trend that the market is currently in, okay? We break that trend and then flip market direction, flip market structure in the other direction, okay? And break of structure is very, very simple, but for some reason I get lots of questions on it, and in this video I will try and simplify this shit so literally a child can understand it, okay? I'm going to try and make this super simple, okay? A break in structure to the upside, okay? And we'll show examples of this on the chart and through drawing, okay? A break of structure to the upside. So that means there is a downtrend currently, right? A break of structure to the upside is when we have a closure, a candle closure, not a wick, a candle closure above a high. Remember, what's a high?
Oh, okay, wait,
A move up, then a move down. So that means in order for it to break structure to the upside, we have to see a single candle close fully, meaning closing above this high. Meaning the candle body has to be above the wick of the high. Make sense? Let's find an example on the chart. Because I'm not sure this makes sense yet. Because this is how I described the last video, and we still have questions. But that's okay. Questions are good. I'm going to try and help you guys understand this. Okay. So, right here. We get a move up, then a move down, then a move up. Okay, perfect. We made a low right here. And as you can see right here, we have like a miniature uptrend. Okay, we come down, get a move down, then a move up. We get another low. Cool.
Man, I was writing this stuff down.
Tried the last video, and we still have questions. But that's okay. Questions are good. I'm going to try and help you guys understand this. Okay, so, right here.
Well, wouldn't this be, okay, so move up, and then move down, and then you continue going down. This right here, this candle closing above this, like below this high, is the break of structure, right? And then you could place a trade right here. Would that work?
Then a move down, then a move up. Okay, perfect. We made a low right here. And as you can see right here, we have like a miniature uptrend. Okay, we come down, get a move down, then a move up. We get another low. Cool. I no longer care about this previous low. I'm only caring about the most recent one. Okay, and we'll get into that a little bit later into this video.
Wait,
I only care about the most recent higher low that has been made. As you can see here, we previously had broke structure to the upside, right? Uptrend. Okay. Then we have this low, and what happens, right? We have a move down, then a move up, but then, right, we weren't in a downtrend previously, but what happens with this candle? The body of the candle closed below the low.
Oh, it closed below the low, so that it doesn't matter if, so this, what the fuck?
So what happened? What did it cause it to do? Started a downtrend, right?
Oh, because like this candle right here, it ended right here, if you guys can see. That was the low, I guess. And then it created an even lower low, and then like bullish structure.
Lower high, lower low, probably going up to form a lower high, or retracement on the weekly time frame to come up within here. Okay, so are we starting to understand what a break of structure is? Now let's try and find a break of structure to the upside. This is just lovely, right? What happens? We were previously trending up. This gives us two perfect examples of this. Previously trending to the upside, right? We see a low. What happened to the low? The body of the candle closed below it. What happened to the trend? It shifted, right? We have a high right here. We have a low right here. Where's the next high? Right here. Where's the next low? right here. Lower low, lower low, lower high. What's this right here? A move down, then a move up, that's a low. What's this right here? Move up, then a move down, that's a high. What's this? A lower high, a lower low? Wow, would you look at that? It's a trend, it's a downtrend, because market structure broke. Okay, so now that we're in a downtrend, what happens over here? We have a high right here, and you're gonna say, oh yeah, it broke. Whoa, 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 slow down. We also had a high right here. Why is this a high, guys? Why is it a high? Because we have a move up and then a move down. We get closure above it, okay? The candle closed above the wick, and then what happens?
But then didn't it break the structure again? It
moves
did.
the upside. Yeah, we did get a retracement down, but hey, look, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Continues, okay? That is breaking structure to the upside. Now, what's breaking structure to the downside? Well, it's when we have an uptrend, and then schmink, the low gets taken out, right? Same exact thing, just in the opposite direction, right? Low gets taken out, okay? Boom, we start the downtrend, okay? Pretty simple stuff, right? Let me show you guys what a breakup structure is not. And I think this is where a lot of people slip up.
Okay.
Right here is a perfect prime time example of this. Right here, we get a move up, then a move down. So what does this make? A high. Correct. Right here, we get a move up, and then a move down. This wick goes higher than this wick, right? So technically, this high is higher than this high. However, we do not give no fucks. We do not give a crap. We do not care about wicks going above highs or going below lows. That does not mean anything to us. We need a candle close, because as you can see right here, oh no, it's a higher high. What's gonna happen? Oh no, it falls? What? This isn't what TJR taught us. Well, here we are, teaching you this shit, okay? So, we get this wick going higher than this wick, but we don't care because it doesn't close above it. It is not a break of structure unless the candle closes above it. Write that down. It is not a break of structure unless the candle closes above a high. Unless the candle closes above it. Write that down. It is not a break of structure unless the candle closes above a high or below a low. Right? For example, if let's say this black wick, let's say this wick went lower than this low, that would not have been a break of structure. That would not have been a break of structure, and this whole thing wasn't a break of structure until this most recent low got closed below. That's all break of structure is. Whatever the most recent. Okay, ready? So we'll simplify this even more, right? It's literally a step-by-step execution of understanding where a break of structure is. Number one, identify the trend. Identify the trend. We'll even write this down. This will be good. Damn. Can be profitable but can't type. That's how it goes. Is that even how to spell structure? I don't even know, and I don't care. How to spell break of structure? Number one, identify the trend. Okay, where is it going? Number two, okay. Up trend or down trend. Okay, number two, if in uptrend, okay, we are watching the lows, right? Because if we're moving up higher and higher, when are we going to get a break of structure? When the low gets taken out, when the low gets closed below. We don't care about the highs, right? We care about the lows, okay? Number three, if in downtrend, we are watching highs, right? For opposite reason, right? We're moving down, so the only way for this thing to turn into an uptrend, right, is for it to go higher, right? If it keeps going lower, we're staying in the trend. Got it? Got it. Okay, number four, okay? Once you identify the trend, right, we figure it out. Okay. In order for it to be a break, Again, I misspelled it. In order for it to be a break of structure to the upside, it has to close above, or actually we'll make this be a break of structure to the downside because we talked about we're watching lows for the first one. I don't want to confuse you guys. Wow, I can't even type. So, in order for it to be a break of structure to the downside, which means it is turning from an uptrend into a downtrend. Damn, I wonder if I can make this smaller. There we go. It has to close below the most recent low. Does that make sense? Give me a nod. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Okay? Number 5. Oops. Number 5. So it's the exact same, just opposite. Let's see if I can spell it right. Structure. Did it for me. I love technology. Oops, I was just copying. Upside into an uptrend. Oops, bad grammar on A instead of an. In order for it to be a breaking structure to the upside, which means from a downtrend into an uptrend. I'll even add that into there because that can get confusing, I know. Cool? So in order for it to be a break of structure to the downside, which means an uptrend into a downtrend, it has to close below the most recent low. Understand that we are consistently watching the most recent lows and the most recent highs getting formed. Okay, we are not listening or caring about past lows. Okay, so in this example, this gives us a perfect example, okay? Right, we make this low right here. This low, yes, it's lower than this one, but why do I not care about it anymore? Right. Because our most recent low. Understand that we are consistently watching the most recent lows and the most recent highs getting formed. Okay, we are not listening or caring about past lows. Okay, so in this example, this gives us a perfect example, okay? Right, we make this low right here. This low, yes, it's lower than this one, but why do I not care about it anymore? Because this one is the most recent low that was made. Yes, price ended up closing below both about past. Okay, we are not listening or caring about past lows. Okay, so in this example, this gives us a perfect example, okay? Right, we make this low right here. This low, yes, it's lower than this one.
Yeah, but it's not the most recent.
Because this one...
Yeah, that's what I was asking a minute ago.
...is the most recent low that was made. Yes, price ended up closing below both of them, so we wouldn't have had an issue. But I know damn well that some of you guys, if it only closed below this one and not below this one, you guys would have been having a heart attack. Shivering your fucking timbers, deciding whether or not to take a short. Okay, so we...
Yeah, but as you can see, this was the previous low, and it closed below it, so the structure broken out. I'll try to identify these in the chart later, because, yeah, maybe not right now, because I've got school, and, okay, well, I still have time, but still.
We take the most recent lower high made. Okay, same thing with this. Same thing with this over there, right? We have a high right here. Oh, we make another high right here. Why is this? TJR, why are we using the wick of this? Because up candle and a down candle. How do we mark our highs? The highest point of those two candles. All right? The wick, right there. We got it? We close above that. Yes, we close above both of these yet again. However, we don't care about this high anymore. Okay, there will be times when price will consolidate, right? Not within a trend, right? It'll just be consolidating, and you'll see a lot of that, right? You'll see, oh, move up, right? Right here. Move up, then a move down. Now this is a high. Move down, then a move up. This is a low. Move up, then a move down. This is a high. Move down, then a move up. This is a low, right? This is just pure consolidation. There is no trend within however many days this was. This would have been a terrible trading week for gold, right? There was no trend within this. There was no break of structure. Market had no clue where it wanted to go. Oops. Okay. Does that make sense? I feel like that is the easiest way that I could have put break of structure at all. Okay? We have it laid out. It is a step-by-step formula. Number 1, identify the trend. What's the trend? Look at it. Lower lows and lower highs. Perfect. We're in a downtrend. Okay, so we are in a downtrend. What are we watching? We are watching highs. Where's our most recent high? Right here. So in order for this to turn into an uptrend again, we have to wait for the daily time frame
it has to break that
to close
candle.
above here. We just gotta sit back, relax, and wait. This wick is not a high. This wick is not a high. This candle forming is not a high. If the next candle that forms is down though, then yeah, we'll move the high to there. But that hasn't happened. So where's the most recent high? Right there. Cool. And when does it turn into an uptrend? When we get a candle.
Wait, I'm not sure why is the most recent high right there. And oh, because there was a candle to the upside and then candle to the downside. Because like, why couldn't you see that this was the most recent high or that this? I guess it was because. Man, can you guys even see this thing? What the fuck? Yeah, he says this. Wait, that this right here was the most recent high. I'm assuming it's because it needs two candles to form a high or a low. One to the up, one to the downside. I mean, I guess it just differentiates for forming the high or low. And like, why couldn't? Pardon.
Closure above there. Okay, we'll show one more example. When does it turn into an uptrend? When we get a candle closure above there.
You know, and then I was right there. And then, why couldn't this be the most recent high? Well, maybe because, as we said, I don't know. I'm not sure I understand this, to be honest. Like, why was it right there? Maybe because like. Oh, then we say that for to identify. I need to learn more about trends. I'll do that on my own. And about candle, like higher lows, this and that. Because like, why couldn't this, for example, be a high? Right there.
Okay, we'll show one more example of a breaking structure. Let me throw this on the weekly. Oh, this is money. Okay, right here, right? We're trending up. All right, or actually no, we'll go into like 15-minute time frame. This will be good. And again, remember, guys. Remember. I don't want you to watch this break of structure video and instantly be like, when there's a break of structure, it means it's going to go up forever. Or when there's a break of structure to the downside, it's going to go down forever. Because that is not true at all. Not true. Okay? Not true whatsoever. Because remember, in our trends video, if you have to rewatch that today, I highly suggest you do so. Remember in our trends video,
I'll probably be
rewatching. The weekly
rewatching
holds more power than the daily. The monthly holds more power than the weekly. If we see a break of structure to the downside on the daily, like we saw right here on gold, or sorry, on GU, right? Why is this a break of structure to the downside? Move down, move up. This is the low. We close below that. Market starts trending down. If we see a break of structure to the downside on the daily, but the weekly we're still bullish, it's just a retracement. Was this a break of structure? Little homework, little tip and trick for you guys. This was the most recent low that we had. Is this a break of structure? No! Why is it not a break of structure? You're probably saying, no, shut up. We haven't closed below the low. We didn't close below. This is a perfect example of what a lot of you guys will be entering on. That just is not a break of structure. This looks like a liquidity sweep. And oftentimes, market will do this a lot to fake people out who think that a wick below a previous low is actually a break of structure. So what's market probably going to do? It's probably going to come up a little bit. Okay? Yeah, maybe the next weekly candle will close below here. Maybe, if it wants to. But we have to wait for that. We can't just say, good enough, sell. Right? Because we don't want it to be good enough. We want to know. And because even when we know for certain, we don't actually know. So why would we take a trade off of something that's already low probability of being a break of structure? And already being in a market that's already very difficult to have a high probability to trade in, right? We're literally just reducing our chances of being a higher probability trader by taking bad setups like this. Right? We need to wait for the low to get closed below. Same shit with this. Same shit with this. This is an exact example of this right here. Same thing with this. Right? What's this? Move down, then move up. This is a low. At one point in time, this black candle right here, this was a full black candle to the downside. It looked like this. I know damn well that 90% of retailers were just short, it's going down forever. And then what happens? Market never fucking breaks structure, and we push higher. Same thing here, right? We get a move down, then a move up. No break. Move down, then a move up. No break. And market continues to push higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Because the trend never was broken. Trend never broke. And what were these? These were just liquidity sweeps, and we will learn about that next time. Okay? Hopefully that covered break of structure for you guys.
Tonight I'm gonna be making another extra video where I just like look at the chart and trying to see what's going on and to identify break of structure, etc., etc. And I'll probably be rewatching the trends video either tonight or on my own sometime. I'll see. But recently I haven't had much time between school and work that I say that's school. I haven't had much time between school and like my free time to actually do stuff. Lately it's been like just recordings at 3 a.m. But right now it's the morning, and yeah, I woke up a little earlier tomorrow. What the fuck? My brain's not working. I woke up a little earlier this morning. So yeah, that's why this video is gonna be coming out this early. I'll try to make that a habit, and as we talked about earlier, I've kept to all of the habits. I go to the gym, I sort of eat healthy. I do this every day. I do it every day, even if it's at 2-3 a.m. I still do it. It's just that I gotta start waking up earlier.
It has to be a close. Let's go back to that little thing that we had. Shrink. Let's do this on the daily. And let's drag this all the way up here. Identify the trend. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going in higher highs and higher lows? Is it going in lower highs or lower lows? Boom. I literally made a checklist for y'all. Figure it out? Okay, perfect. It's in an uptrend. If it's in an uptrend, we are watching the lows. Perfect. Hawkeye those things. Watch every single new low that gets made, okay? That's actually something that I watch. Because we only care about the recent ones that get made. Those are the only ones we care about. Okay, those are the only ones we care about. Those are the only ones that need closure above. Because who gives a fuck, right? If market's moving like this, or, right, I mean, we showed it in that GJ chart, but if market's moving higher highs, higher lows, and then one of the lows gets wicked below, but it keeps going higher, we don't care about that, right? Because market structure never was broken. We only care if it gets closed below, right? Also, right, sorry, for the most recent low point, okay, we're going like this, right? Who cares about this low if this new low was already made? If it's supposed to move in higher highs and higher lows and the most recent low gets broken, gets closed below, then that means that the structure is shift. Who cares about this one? It means we made a new low. We made a lower low compared to this one. Who gives a fuck about this? This was the trend. This was the most recent low. No one cares about this low. No one cares about this high. We care about the most recent ones that were made. Same thing for the downtrend. Okay, please drill that into your head. And I suggest you guys write this down. Okay? So we know that we're in an uptrend. And if we're in an uptrend, we're watching the lows. We're watching the most recent ones that get made, and we forget about the old ones. Okay, after the most recent ones get made. And then once it's a break of structure to the downside in an uptrend, it has to close. The candle has to close below that most recent low. And that's it. That's break of structure. We got it? Okay, so what I want you guys to do for homework is find 10 examples of breaks of structure. This should be very, very easy, because it's pretty easy to spot, especially with this checklist. Find 10 examples of an actual break of structure within the market, and then find 10 examples of what someone, a noob, who hasn't watched this course, who hasn't watched this video yet, who hasn't watched my How to Spot a Break of Structure in the Market video, find 10 examples of what someone might consider a break of structure, but actually isn't. A wick below a low, or like a wick above a high, right? Something that might fake somebody out, that someone might believe is a break of structure, but isn't. So you guys can get good at spotting actual breaks of structures, and then fakes, okay? Do those two things. You need to have 20 examples by the end of this, okay, until you're done with your homework. You need 10 examples of breaks of structure and 10 examples of fake outs or fake breaks of structure, okay, not real. All right, that's your homework. Make sure you get it done before tomorrow's video. I'll see you boys tomorrow. Yo.
Okay, let's go. Oh, also, wait, no, can I reverse that? No. Also, what TJ asked us to do and like draw where we think the trend is gonna be going. Should I do that on the hourly chart? No, yeah, I did. I was right. I mean, it continued going up. Why is my chart so weird? Anyways, let's go down to like 15-minute chart frame. I'll remove all of my drawings. What the hell? Okay, wait. He was on Forex Factory. Let's go. That's where he watches his stuff. How do I actually like look at sit and look at the charts expand?
Oh, welcome to boot camp day. Yep. Well, let's get it that way.
On TradingView.com. Like, why is my TradingView fucked? What is this? Okay, wait. Oh my god, my screen is dirty. I'll be cleaning that. Okay, what the hell? I'll have to clean that. I didn't even notice that. I'll be cleaning that today. Not right now because I don't know what to do. This chart is so fucking weird. Like what? It's like, what the fuck? Oh, do Nasdaq and S&P 500 have the same charts? What the fuck? Okay, well I guess we can do it on gold. Clearly doing this on a different time frame. Anyways, well, let's look. So,
I want to try turning $100 into 10.
I like how his are black and blue. I'm gonna make it like that as well. Actually, I don't have time for that. So. Oh, okay, well that's pretty interesting. Just give me back green and red. Okay, so we're going down. Okay, so let's mark these out. Give me. Go one line. This is one high. And this is a low. Actually, no. This is a low. This is a high. This is a low. And the candle close, or is this the low? Is this the low? Not sure. The candle closed above this low and it changed the trend. Try for another one. Right here. So yeah. Here we go. Right here we made a low, then a high, then a then a lower low, then a high, then a no, we didn't. We had a higher low and then a high, and then it broke the trend. Right here, even though it's small, just because we had a compared to this one, we had a higher close. The market structure, we broke the structure and it kept going up. Okay. Let's look right here, for example. So, we had a low, then a high, But this candle closed above. Wait. This was a hammer. What the? Oh my god, my screen is really dirty. I'm sorry, guys. You didn't even notice. IRL, it's not that bad. I promise. Here's a hammer, and if I remember correctly, a hammer going down, and then it identifies that it'll continue going up, but it didn't. Maybe because we had an inverted hammer right here, which goes up and then down. Who knows? But anyways, this was the low. It closed above the low. Structure's changed. This was the low. Yeah, this was a low. This was a high. The candle closed at this low. Then it changed the structure. Okay. Then I just started consolidating, blah blah blah, nothing special. Let's look at this. So, right here we have a low, and we have a high. And this candle closed above this high. So the structure changed. And then we had a low right here, and this candle closed above this low, so it'll continue going up. Okay. So yeah, we had a low right here. The candle closed above that low. Structure changed. We had a low right here. Candle closed above that low. We had a change in market structure. Kind of getting the hang of this. So, most recent low. So we had a low right there. This candle closed barely above, but it is above this doji. It closed above this low, and then we had a market structure shift. This consolidation is pure horror. Same as this, we had a low right here. The candle closed above that low. We changed market structure. Right here as well. We had a low. That low got taken out. This candle closed above. We continue going up. I want to find a downtrend though. Right here. We had a high. Actually, no. I need to identify the previous low. This is the previous low, right? Or is this? No, it's probably this. We closed above, and the market structure sort of changed. Sort of. Here again, so we had a low, closed above the low. Okay, so yeah, we had a... Wait, so if we are in uptrend, we are watching the lows. So yeah, this was the low. It closed above this low, and it continued going down. There we go. If we are in downtrend, we're watching the highs. Oh, we're watching the highs if we're in downtrend. Yeah, this was the high. We broke the high. Continue going up. It closed above the high. We continue going up. This was the low. This was the high. We closed above the high. It continue going up. This was the low. This was the high. But we closed above the low, so it continued going up, right? For it to be a break of structure to the upside and to an uptrend, it has to close above the most recent high. Yeah, but how do we identify a high if it's in a downtrend? Is this the high? I guess, well, this candle closed above that high. We continue going up. Okay, let's see now a downtrend. So I guess, what the hell? I like her. That looks like a nice example. So if for it to be a break structure to the downside into a downtrend, it has to close below the most recent low. It has to close below the most recent low. So this one, and then it closed, and then we had a market structure shift. Small one, but we had one. Let's look at like right here, for example. It's closed above the most recent high. Right? No. It's above the most recent low. So this was the most recent low. It closed way above, and it changed this market structure. So you can see it went psh. Okay, so for it to be a break structure to the upside, it needs to close above the most recent high. It needs to close above the most recent high, and it did that right there. Then it continued going up. Nice. Same right here, let's look. This low, this high, closed above the high, continue going up. Nice. Yeah, September 2014, damn. Alright, well that's probably gonna be it for this video and today because I gotta get to school, but tonight I'll probably be making another video, and yeah. Oh, the WICKS doesn't count. Oh, well that makes more sense. Okay, so this right here was the low. We closed above it, but wait. Let's close above the most recent high. Is this the most recent high? Closed right there, and then we had a psst, but it didn't right here, so it wasn't identified instantly. It's right here. Okay. Okay, I include all of these in my notes at the end of the video, which I will be also doing right now. This is people I just wanted to watch. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys tonight.